Hey guys, I am back this week with another video. This time I want to talk about the Xbox Series S. I recently just took it on a trip and I want to talk about that experience plus where I think people are really not getting what this thing is capable of. And so let's just jump into that really quick. The Series S on my vacation trip surprised me in a lot of ways. When we were packing to leave, I was talking to my wife and I was like, what are we bringing? I usually bring some kind of console because inevitably there's some downtime in the hotel room. And, I've brought everything from my Switch to back in the day, I've brought a Game Boy, I brought a Wii U, I've brought a full on Wii on trips before. And each time I just felt like there was a lot of things to bring, even bringing an Xbox 360 or an original Xbox. It just felt like, the console was big, bulky, or there were just a lot of pieces to bring in the case of like the Wii U or the Switch. If I'm bringing a bunch of Joy-Cons or whatever, or even the dock to connect it to the TV. Anyway, I'm getting rambly. So, with the Series S, I ended up bringing it because one, I wanted to be able to just pack it up and see how that experience was packing it around, and the size alone really surprised me. I've had this thing for a few months, but it's just been on my desk taking up as much space as it takes up, which is very little. But once I like dropped it into my backpack, packed a few controllers, had my cables and everything, I had more room in my backpack that I normally bring on trips than I'm used to having, just because I didn't have a bunch of the extra stuff sitting in the bag. I literally just had three controllers and the console. And so I was able to like pack some extra stuff. I didn't have to make any extra room for the stuff I like to bring on a trip. And so like the size alone was impressive. Once we got it in the hotel room, we settled in. And I took it out of the bag and I just hooked it up because, it was late in the afternoon when we got in to our destination. We were deciding on dinner and just getting settled in. And so I hooked up the Xbox, had it all ready to go. And it really hit me that Microsoft nailed it with this thing as far as, ease of setup, ease of use. I was able to, within minutes, have it ready to go, connected to the hotel Wi-Fi, which thankfully our hotel had decent Wi-Fi for the duration of our trip. And I was just ready to pull up Netflix or YouTube or whatever else, we wanted to watch, which was one of the key factors in bringing some kind of console on this trip. Was we knew we'd have a little bit of downtime and we knew we were going to want to either watch something or play something. And so this whole trip, we had it set up. It was out of the way. It never felt like, I need to, move it or make a special place for it. I was just able to put it right next to the hotel TV, leave the controllers by it, had it, connected the whole time. And anytime we came in from, going to the beach or whatever it was we were doing, or, getting settled in for bed, we were able to pull up a show, watch something together, played a couple of games, not for very long, but we had the option to, which was really the best part. We had everything we wanted in such a small package, and Microsoft really nailed it as far as appealing to that. I guess it's maybe a little specific, but thinking about the wider use case for the Series S, it's sitting in my office and I kind of took it for granted, but I've got this next gen SSD, this newer hardware running my games. And while I'm not on a 4K monitor, the games, wouldn't even be in 4K. The Series S targets 1440p. I'm on a 1080p screen. And so I'm getting higher frame rates in games that I traditionally played on an Xbox One. I'm getting just better performance, as far as load times. I'm not sitting and waiting between matches as long. I'm getting into matches a little faster because, the assets are loading faster. And so just overall, I've really just come to appreciate where the Series S fits in to my gaming setup in my office or as a second console. And I think a lot of people really shouldn't discount the Series S as just because it's, graphically or, just from a spec standpoint, weaker than the Series X or the PS5. It's not less capable. It's just not targeting those high resolutions and higher frame rates as much as the other consoles are. And I think it's a perfect fit for families who maybe don't want to, fool with discs. Being all digital, that has been a real convenience, especially in my office. I don't want to, I want to be able to switch games quickly. And so when I'm streaming, if, the rare chance we do actually switch between games, I don't want to have to like find a disc or swap out a disc. And so it just really fits my office really well. And I think it would fit a lot of family rooms really well, where you might have kids that play a bunch of different games. Now, the one caveat is the storage space, right? It's only a 512 gig SSD, and a lot less of that is actually usable. And so, you do have to consider eventually adding external storage, be it the SSD memory card or the external hard drive option, which I'm currently using an external hard drive that I was previously using on an Xbox One. And really, it's been perfect. I've just offloaded any non-optimized games onto that. And yeah, it might be a little bit longer load times, but overall, the experience has just been, great. I haven't noticed a diminished experience when going from like the Series X in my living room to the Series S in my office, outside of the obviously higher resolution or just the better better features on my TV in my living room, where I've got a 4K HDR display that I'm playing those games on. In my office, I don't have all of that. It's a simple 1080p setup, and it's perfect for in here. I don't yet have a need or desire for a 4K monitor or TV in my office. At some point, I imagine I will make that jump, and maybe, the Series S might start showing, that it is definitely not the best console from a power standpoint, but I really think it's, one of the best options out there for a next gen experience for a lot less money. I mean, if that's what, I think that's what it's going to boil down to for a lot of people, is you're getting a true, next gen machine that targets, a different graphical option, but it's not a lesser gaming experience. I played a bunch of games on both pieces of hardware, the Series X and the Series S. And the only thing, like I said, the only thing I've really noticed is a lack of HDR when I'm playing on a non-HDR monitor. I do kind of miss how vibrant that is. If this was hooked up to an HDR monitor, it would do that. And so it's not really like a limitation from the box's standpoint. It's just, I don't have 4K TVs in every room of my house. I don't know very many people that do yet. They're a lot more affordable. But as time goes on, that might be something to consider. But I think right now, if you're wanting a new console and you don't know which one to get, the Series S is a great low-cost entry point that satisfies a lot of the next-gen requirements that a lot of people are looking for. You've definitely got faster loading times. You've definitely got better performance in games from last gen. Backwards compatibility has been huge because I've got my entire Xbox One and then the 360 and original Xbox libraries that are available on the Series S, and it's just been pretty great to just not have to think about, I can't play this game anymore. I could just fire up those games, and it's been great. So yeah, a little bit rambly, but I just think that the Series S is a fantastic little machine, and a lot of people aren't going to maybe give it the chance it deserves, but it definitely has a great place and definitely is a good choice, no matter what your need is, unless you really just want that best of the best of the best experience. I don't fault you there. But overall, I wouldn't sleep on the Series S. It's more available than the other consoles are anyway right now, at any cost. I've seen more Series S's on shelves in my local Walmart recently, and just to consider that, that's, you do get a new piece of hardware that does run better than any of the Xbox One tiers, be it the base or all the way up to the One X. I think the Series S beats it all out. In just terms of raw performance. It's just a much more enjoyable experience. Getting in and out of games is faster. Anyway, I don't want to ramble too much, so I'll just cut it there. Thanks for checking out the video. If you liked it, be sure to like it. If you didn't, let me know that too. Let me know what you think about the Xbox Series S down in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. I try to upload once a week. And I also stream over on Twitch on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays. Links for all that are in the description down below. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh no.